Have you ever paused with your morning coffee and wondered why, as we grow older, some people slowly find themselves feeling more alone? It's not always because family is too busy. Sometimes, without realizing it, we pick up subtle habits that quietly push people away. After over 30 years as a geriatrician, I've seen how these small behaviors can build invisible walls between us and the connections we cherish. Loneliness isn't just emotional. It can harm your health as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. But here's the good news. These patterns can be changed. In this video, I'll share 13 common habits in old age that secretly push people away, along with simple, practical ways to reconnect and rebuild warmth, peace, and love in your life. If this message feels familiar, comment "Yes" below. Let us remind each other that none of us are truly alone. Now, let's get started. Habit number 1. Constant complaining. We all need to vent sometimes. It's human and healthy. But when every conversation turns into a stream of complaints, it can quietly push people away. Constant negativity creates a kind of emotional drain, leaving others feeling tense or overwhelmed. It's not that they don't care, it's that their minds are wired to protect their own emotional balance. Often, this habit comes from real struggles, aches, frustrations, or feeling less in control as we age. But over time, focusing only on what's wrong makes others feel helpless, even if they love us deeply. They start visiting or calling less, not from lack of love, but from emotional exhaustion. Here's a gentle fix. Whenever you feel the urge to complain, pause, then say one thing you're grateful for. For example, "My knees hurt today, but I'm thankful I can still walk to the garden." Or, "That show was terrible, but I'm so grateful for your company." It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about restoring balance. Gratitude lifts your mood and draws people closer to you. If this message resonates, comment "Grateful" below. Let's start spreading that light together. Habit number 2. Giving unwanted advice. We've all gained a lifetime of wisdom. It's natural to want to share it. But when advice is offered without being asked, it can unintentionally create distance. Psychologically, unsolicited advice often feels like a quiet message of doubt, as if we don't trust the other person's ability to handle things themselves. That's why it can trigger defensiveness or make others feel unheard. As parents, mentors, or experienced professionals, we've spent decades guiding others. It's instinctive to want to protect and help. But sometimes, what others truly need isn't our solution. It's our ears. Even well-meant words like "you should do this" or "don't make that mistake" can come across as criticism instead of care. Over time, loved ones may share less to avoid feeling lectured. Here's a simple fix. Before offering advice, pause and ask, "Would you be open to hearing what helped me in a similar situation?" That one question shows respect preserves trust and turns advice into a meaningful exchange instead of a lecture. It tells the other person, "I see you, I respect your choices, and I'm here if you want my input." Sometimes the best advice we can give is simply to listen. If you've experienced this on either side, comment "respect" below. Let's bring more understanding and warmth into our conversations. Habit number 3. Talking only about illness. Health naturally becomes a bigger part of life as we age. It's normal to discuss it and seek understanding. But when nearly every conversation revolves around symptoms, medications, or doctor visits, it can unintentionally create a heavy doom and gloom atmosphere. Psychologists call this emotional contagion, when constant negativity spreads, leaving others feeling drained or helpless. Your loved ones truly care about you and want to support you. But they also want to laugh, share memories, and talk about things beyond health. When every chat focuses only on illness, friends and family might begin to pull back. Not out of indifference, but because they miss those joyful, light-hearted moments with you. Here's a simple, heartwarming shift. After mentioning your health updates, turn the focus outward. Ask something like, "So, how's your week been going? What's something fun or interesting that happened to you lately?" This small act brings energy and warmth back into your relationships, reminding everyone, including you, that life is still full of beautiful shared moments. It's not about ignoring your health. It's about balancing it with joy, curiosity, and connection. If you agree that balanced conversations are the key to stronger relationships, comment "balance" below. Let's keep our talks full of light and life. Habit number 4. Criticizing the younger generation. It's easy to feel like kids these days are so different, that they don't work as hard, respect elders less, or value the same things we once did. But constant criticism, even when it comes from frustration or love, can quietly build walls between generations. Psychologically, it triggers defensiveness. Young people crave understanding, not judgment, and when they feel constantly criticized, they pull away or stop sharing altogether. As the world changes faster than ever, with new technology, lifestyles, and values, it's natural to feel disconnected. But often, what seems like disrespect is really just a new form of expression. When we judge too quickly, we lose the chance to learn and connect. Here's a simple shift. Trade criticism for curiosity. Instead of saying, "Back in my day," try asking, "That's interesting. What's it like doing things that way?" Tell me what you enjoy most about your work or hobbies. This small change transforms conversations into opportunities for understanding. It shows respect, keeps relationships warm, and reminds younger people that your wisdom comes with an open heart, not just strong opinions. If you're ready to build bridges instead of barriers, comment "Understand" below. And let's keep those connections between generations alive and strong. Habit number 5. Refusing to learn new things. We've all heard it, or maybe even said it ourselves. "I'm too old to learn that now." But here's the truth. The moment we stop learning, our world begins to shrink. Staying open to new ideas and skills doesn't just keep life interesting. It keeps our brains young. Studies show that learning new things strengthens neural connections and boosts memory, focus, and mood. It literally helps your brain stay vibrant. Refusing to learn, though, can unintentionally signal resistance to change. It's often not about ability. It's about fear of embarrassment or comfort in the familiar. But when we keep saying no, especially to loved ones trying to share something new, we unknowingly close doors to connection. Take technology, for example. When kids or grandkids try to teach us something simple, like video calling or sharing photos, and we keep brushing it off, they may stop trying. Not because they don't care, but because they feel discouraged. A small no can slowly turn into distance. It's not about mastering everything, it's about showing willingness. That spark of curiosity brings joy, keeps your mind sharp, and draws loved ones closer. So this week, try learning just one new thing, no matter how small. You might surprise yourself. If you're ready to keep your mind young and your heart open, comment "Learn" below. Let's grow together. Habit number 6. Being negative about the future. Sometimes it slips out without us realizing. Phrases like, "What's left for me now?" or "My best days are behind me." These words often come from a place of fatigue, grief, or quiet sadness. And that's perfectly human. But when these thoughts become a pattern, They don't just weigh on you. They gently, silently weigh on everyone who loves you too. From a psychological standpoint, repeated negative thoughts about the future can create what experts call a self-fulfilling prophecy. When we constantly declare that nothing good is left ahead, our brains stop looking for joy, and our loved ones begin to feel helpless, unsure how to lift our spirits. It creates a kind of invisible heaviness in the room, where hope feels out of place. As we age, it's normal to feel uncertain. After all, life changes dramatically. We might lose loved ones, physical strength, or familiar routines. These losses can make the future feel unfamiliar, even frightening. But here's something profound. Each sunrise means life still has plans for you. You're still needed, still capable of giving, still able to bring beauty into the world in your own unique way. I once met Mrs. Henderson, a wonderful woman with a bright laugh that faded after a bad fall. She began to say often, "Oh, my good days are over." Her daughter Sarah tried everything: outings, games, favorite foods. But over time, the constant negativity left her feeling helpless. Their visits became quiet, heavy. It wasn't that Sarah stopped loving her mother. It was that she no longer knew how to reach her through the fog of hopelessness. Habit number 7. Interrupting conversations. We've all done it, haven't we? You're in the middle of a chat, and suddenly a thought pops into your head. So important, so relevant, that you just have to say it before it slips away. Or maybe you feel like you already know what the other person is going to say. It comes from excitement, not rudeness. But have you ever noticed how it makes the other person feel? From a psychological standpoint, interrupting sends a subtle but powerful message. My thoughts are more important than yours. Even if that's not your intent, it can make the listener feel undervalued, unheard, or even dismissed. Over time, it can discourage them from sharing openly, because no one enjoys feeling like they re-talking to someone who is just waiting for their own turn to speak. As we get older, a few factors can make this habit more common. Sometimes, we worry we'll forget our point if we don't say it immediately. Other times, it is the sheer joy of connecting, or the belief that we've seen this scenario before and can save time by jumping in. But for the person speaking, it can feel like being constantly cut off mid-sentence. Frustrating, even hurtful. I remember one of my patients, Mr. Peterson, a wonderful man with endless stories and wisdom to share. But his granddaughter, Lily, stopped talking to him about her day at school because, as she said, "Grandpa always interrupts me or finishes my sentences." He didn't mean to make her feel small. He was just eager to engage. But over time, Lily withdrew. Not because she didn't love him, but because she didn't feel truly heard. Habit number 8. Holding on to old grudges. We've all been hurt or misunderstood by friends, siblings, or family. It's part of being human. But holding on to old grudges is like carrying heavy stones in your heart. Over time, that weight drains your joy, your health, and your relationships. Science shows that long-term resentment raises stress hormones, weakens the immune system, and increases the risk of heart disease. Emotionally, it traps us in the past, replaying pain instead of living fully in the present. It's like a slow, silent inflammation of the soul. As we age, old memories can feel sharper, and unresolved hurts may surface again. But constantly revisiting those wounds keeps us stuck, and others can feel that heaviness too. It can make loved ones hesitant to get close, unsure how to ease your pain. Here's the truth. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting or excusing what happened. It's about freeing yourself. It means saying, "I choose peace," over pain. Even if you never speak to that person again, letting go in your heart releases the emotional burden that's been holding you back. Habit number 9. Talking too much about the past. Our memories are treasures, full of lessons, laughter, and wisdom. But when every conversation begins with, "back in my day," or "when I was your age," it can unintentionally make others feel that their present lives don't matter as much. Over time, this turns warm conversations into one-sided storytelling sessions instead of shared, living moments. From a communication standpoint, constantly returning to the past can make others feel like passive listeners rather than active participants. Younger family members want to connect with you, not just the version of you from decades ago. Reminiscing is beautiful and important, but balance is key. Instead of living in the past, try linking your memories to the present. For example, we used to write letters by hand. It took weeks for a reply. Amazingly, you can send a message instantly now. What's your favorite way to stay in touch? This approach keeps your stories alive, relevant, and connected to today's world. It shows that your wisdom still applies and helps bridge generations through understanding, not nostalgia alone. Your past shaped you, but your present keeps relationships thriving. If you're ready to connect your past to the now and make conversations come alive again, comment "Connect" below. Habit number 10. Refusing help from others. We've all said it before. No, I can manage myself. For many older adults, this phrase becomes almost second nature, a proud declaration of independence and strength. And that independence is beautiful. You've spent decades taking care of yourself and others. But here's the surprising truth. Constantly refusing help can quietly push people away. From a psychological perspective, when someone offers to help with groceries, chores, or even just keeping you company, they're not questioning your capability. They're saying, "You matter to me. I care about you." When that offer is turned down again and again, it can make the helper feel rejected or unnecessary. Over time, those around you might stop offering, not out of neglect, but out of hurt or confusion. Humans are wired for connection and reciprocity. We feel bonded when we both give and receive care. Refusing help blocks that emotional exchange. It creates distance, even when your intentions are just to stay strong and independent. I think of Mr. Douglas, a proud, capable man in his late 70s. His daughter Lisa loved helping him, picking up groceries, trimming the hedges, running errands. But he always said, "Oh, don't you worry about me. I'm fine." Eventually, Lisa stopped offering. Not because she didn't love her father, but because she felt her care wasn't welcome. Mr. Douglas later confided that he missed her visits, never realizing his constant refusals had quietly built a wall between them. Habit number 11. Talking down to others. With age comes wisdom. Decades of experiences, lessons, and insights that are truly priceless. But sometimes, without even realizing it, that wisdom can slip out in a tone that sounds more like teaching than talking. You might find yourself saying things like, "I know better," or "You'll understand when you're older," or "That's not how it's done." The intention is often love and guidance, but the impact? It can be quite different. From a communication psychology standpoint, speaking in a condescending or overly instructive tone can make others feel small, foolish, or dismissed. It unintentionally creates a hierarchy. You as the authority, they as the student, and that imbalance can shut down genuine connection. When people feel talked down to, they tend to withdraw, become defensive, or stop opening up altogether. It's only natural. After all, you've been there and seen more. You just want to help them avoid mistakes you've already made. But sometimes, that comes across as my way or the highway. especially to younger people who crave respect and autonomy. I think of Mr. Harrison, a brilliant retired engineer whose grandson Daniel was following in his footsteps. Every time Daniel mentioned a new idea, Mr. Harrison would say things like, "That's not how we did it in the real world." Over time, Daniel stopped sharing altogether, not because he didn't love his grandfather, but because he felt unheard and belittled. What Daniel wanted wasn't correction. It was conversation. Habit number 12. Isolating yourself. Loneliness doesn't always come from being forgotten. Sometimes we quietly build it ourselves. Maybe you've stopped attending your usual gatherings, turned down invitations, or started telling yourself, "People are too busy for me now." But here's the hard truth. Isolation, even when it feels safe or comfortable, can deeply harm both the heart and the mind. Scientific research reveals that social isolation is as harmful to your health as smoking. It's linked to higher rates of depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, and even heart disease. Emotionally, it narrows your world, steals opportunities for joy, and slowly convinces you that you no longer belong, when in reality, you absolutely do. As we get older, physical changes or fears, like limited mobility, hearing loss, or losing friends, can make socializing harder. It's tempting to retreat into solitude. But isolation quietly closes the heart. And once that door shuts, it becomes harder for others to reach in. I remember Helen, a sweet, gentle woman who stopped going to her weekly senior gatherings after her husband passed. She'd say, "I'm just not up to it." Soon, the calls slowed and the visits stopped. Her loneliness wasn't from being unloved, but from unknowingly pushing others away. Here's the beautiful truth. You don't need crowds to feel connected. Just a few genuine moments of connection can lift your spirit. Start small. Say hello to a neighbor. Join a small group, class, or even an online club. Or simply pick up the phone and call an old friend. Just hearing a familiar voice can bring light back into your day. Open that door, even just a little. People want to connect with you. They just need to know you're willing to let them in. If you're ready to welcome more connection and warmth into your life, comment "Open" below. Habit number 13. Losing the joy of living. One of the saddest things to see is when someone stops truly living. When the laughter fades, the spark disappears, and life becomes more about getting through the day than enjoying it. When joy slips away, it affects not only our own hearts, but also those who love us. From a psychological and spiritual perspective, losing joy can sometimes be a sign of depression. And let me say this clearly. Depression is not a normal part of aging. It's real, it's treatable, and healing is absolutely possible. Often, this loss of joy is tied to chronic pain, grief, or a sense of lost purpose. But when we stop noticing the small, beautiful moments around us, the world starts to feel dimmer for everyone. I think of Charles, who once loved gardening and laughing with his grandkids. After health struggles, his spark faded. And even when his daughter Grace brought him flowers or played his favorite songs, he couldn't feel the joy. It left them both aching. But here's the shining truth. You don't need a perfect life to feel happy. You just need to notice the little blessings still surrounding you every day. A warm cup of tea, a familiar melody, a sunset, a kind word. Joy grows when we choose to see it, and that choice invites light back into our hearts and homes. Happiness is magnetic. When you find even one reason to smile each day, others feel that warmth too. So today, take one small, joyful step. Look around. Find one thing that makes you smile and savor it fully. If you're ready to reclaim your spark and fill your golden years with light again, comment "joyful" below. Now, as we wrap up our time together, I have one incredibly important question, a personal challenge for you. It's not just about what you've learned, it's about what you're willing to do. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself? Just one small step after watching this video? It could be as simple as, I will try to say one thing I'm grateful for tomorrow morning. Or, I will ask my grandchild a curious question about their day without offering any advice. Perhaps, I will call that old friend I haven't spoken to in too long. Or even, I will open my curtains and look for one small joy today. Please, take a moment. Choose one. And then, share your personal commitment in the comments below. Let's inspire each other to take that first, brave step. Your story, your commitment, might just be the gentle nudge someone else desperately needs to hear. And if you found real value, if you felt a spark of hope or inspiration in our time together today, please show your support. Give this video a like. It truly helps us reach more wonderful people just like you. To ensure you continue on this journey with us, to never miss another video full of life-changing wisdom, hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a warm, supportive community dedicated to living our very best lives together. Finally, think of just one person, one dear friend or family member who needs to hear this message today, and please share it with them. You might just plant a seed of change that transforms their life and your connection with them. Thank you so much for spending this precious time with me. May your days ahead be peaceful, full of bright smiles, and overflowing with the love you truly deserve. I'll see you in the next video, my friends.